Hi guys, how you doing? Senior Gaming here, and in today's episode I'm bringing you Legend of Slime and I'll tell you everything about Ring. So if you're Legend of Slime player or perhaps idle gamer, then make sure you subscribe to the channel as I post as often as possible and bring you best tips and advice. And if you enjoy what you see, then smash this like button as well. Right then guys, so first of all I want to go through all the game mechanics related to a ring itself, and then at the end of the video I'm gonna jump into one of the dungeons and let's see what potentially we're gonna get. So first of all, in order to access the ring itself and enjoy the sweet benefit of it, you will have to unlock stage Hard 6.1, and this is where you're gonna get one of the brand new dungeons. So if you head over into dungeons itself in the middle section, scroll all the way down, the Slime Legion is the one I'm talking about. Obviously you'll have to come and complete it daily to get as many rings as possible and then increase your chance of landing the perfect one. So once you enter the challenge, and I'm gonna do it as mentioned at the end of the video, you'll have to select your slimes. Obviously the more slimes you've got the better, as actually you will have a certain amount of lives. So depending on how many slimes you've got, this is how many lives basically you're gonna have. As you might actually get killed in a dungeon and continue fighting until your last alive slime. So you'll be facing 15 waves of enemies, a mix of melee range and actually even a boss opponent. And obviously at the end of the journey you will be rewarded with a precious ring. At this stage what I need to make you aware, as you see I've got that difficulty 55 unlocked. If I flick into 56 it states it's hard. So you don't want to go too much in advance, because if you go into a hard stage and you won't be able to complete it, meaning let's say you have died and all your slimes has been defeated on wave 5, you obviously decrease in chance of landing more and more options, of which I'm gonna discuss in just a second. So you want to go into a comfortable level that you're able to complete. Right, so now I'm gonna head over to a slime and obviously show you the ring itself. So you'll have it in a gear section, and this is where I've got my current ring. There is a inventory itself as well. As you see I got 11 out of 30, and then you'll be able to dismantle and enhance ring, and I'll tell you that in just a second as well. So first of all, definitely what you can see is a ring. Rings has a different levels and they will be pretty much related to a dungeon level. As you see I've got there 55 and I'm getting some 57s, so they are very similar to what you currently on. There are also grades of the rings, and as you see the current one which I got equipped got grade A. The ones which you always gonna start battle is gonna be E, and then progress into D, into C, and so on and so on. It's pretty much all the grades you've got within a game already. So now what is worth noting, that at the start of each battle you will have a chance to pick up an option. You also will have a chance to refresh it if you're not happy with the role, and bear in mind all the options are random, but that's not really should be a surprise anymore in this game. Pretty much everything is random. So the blue options, as you see on the screen, will affect just a duration of that challenge, which means if you land any of the blue options, this will boost your overall attack, critical damage, you name it, just for duration of these 15 waves. But actually the yellow options will be applied to the ring itself, and that's basically the whole concept of it. You'll have to select very carefully between temporary upgrades as well as keep building your desired options for that precious ring. And obviously the perfect scenario here is to get best options for your ring whilst keep upgrading it to a best grade, all the way to S. And in order to do it you will have to actually land one of the options that is called grade upgrade. And in order to get to S, all the way to a best grade, you have to land it successfully 5 times. Again, a little bit random. And then cherry on top, there is also a chance of grabbing an additional skill boost, and this will depend on the final grade of the ring, but if you manage to squeeze all the way to S, you want to land this Dark Clouds damage boost. So as you see, for instance, my one, because it's a grade 8, I won't be able to have a Dark Clouds, but I've got a summoned Evil Spirit damage. So this is again one of the additional random options to boost the skills, and again depending on the grade there is a different list of these skills. Right, So now, before we actually jump very shortly into dungeon itself, when it comes to options, obviously the most valuable one will be the grade upgrade, which as mentioned, you need 5 of them to get all the way to S, as the grade itself will give you more default attack and HP. So as you see currently, obviously you've got 11,000% attack, 500% HP. Bear in mind this is influenced by, because the ring itself is on +7. And this is obviously now as well leads into dismantle and enhance. So pretty much all the rings that you are not happy with, you can always dismantle, and the ones you are wearing, you'll be using a powder as a resource to upgrade them. So obviously you will land one of the good ones, then you farm a few more which are not the best one, and pretty much just turn them into powder. So we know obviously grade is a best options to have, and try to get it all the way to S. But then when it comes to, as you see, all the options these ring particularly have, again everything random, but you want to aim for a skill damage as much as possible, companion damage, then boss damage, to then finally critical and attack. You know, attack you might have 100, 200%, but if you already talk about 11,000% of attack boost, therefore attack pretty much gets to a very last priority. In here, obviously, as you see, I got these combined bonuses, so if you pretty much untick it, this is the order actually I was getting the skills itself, but you're gonna see it in obviously a live example in just a second. So you're able just to see it, so it's easier for you, and you know a total of these bonuses. Alright then, so let's pick up one of the dungeon and see how random we actually can get. Right, so I'm heading over to a difficulty 55. As mentioned earlier, 5 different slimes currently I own, so that's a 5 I can select, meaning I actually got 5 lives, so I can be defeated even 4 times and still be able to complete that very dungeon. So we enter, and now as you see we got first yellow options. I don't really want skill cooldown, so I got a chance of refresh, and therefore this is one of the blue options, which means these will only apply to the very dungeon. So let's just go ahead. And obviously first waves are gonna be pretty easy. Obviously the further down you go, the stronger the monsters will become. So as you see now, we got the best options, the grade increase, so that's what you want to get. So we go in wave 2, yeah, pretty easy as well. Okay, and as you see now from D, we get in a ring to grade C. Right, now we got another 3 options. None of them are on a top tier desire list, therefore let's refresh. And then we got another grade increase. Bear in mind, obviously, when you're gonna tap on that refresh, you might actually get even worse options, and this is RNG for you. So let's just get another grade increase. Yeah, we should be good to go here, no issues. Still 5 slimes. And now we go all the way to B. And a skill damage, yeah, that's a top one which we wanted, so let's just select that. The actually percentage itself, the ATA, there is few different numbers which I will be probably best to leave in a description of this video as well, so you see you will have a different values for these very skills. And again, these are very random to get. What a surprise. So we get in skill damage and continue with the next wave. As you see here, you got displays all your slimes which are alive, and if any of them will be killed, they will be just crossed out. So we got our first option, and again 300% HP, not really great, but it's a blue option, which means it's only applying to a temporary dungeon. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. And as you see here, pretty much every 5th, 10th and final 15th stage you will be facing a boss. Okay. So in here we've got a boss damage, which is one of the options we want. It's a third option on the list, but I think I'll be happy with. Let's just grab it. That's a 2 options already. Obviously every single wave you're going forward, if you're not gonna select these ring options, you are basically losing chance of keep adding more and more options towards your ring. So you want to grab as many as possible. This is none of the options I want. Let's refresh, and there we go. A secondary best option, companion. Let's go ahead with that. Yeah, pretty easy still. Obviously in between, if you start struggling, you want to get some of these blue options, ideally increase skill damage, etc., to then obviously get that easier. So in here we go again, companion and boss. Secondary best companion, let's go ahead. Yeah, we're still going strong. Pretty much monsters are getting close, but not even there yet to deal any damage. Okay, we're pretty much over halfway through. Again, blue options and nothing for a ring, so let's refresh. And nothing for a ring either, but we're gonna go for a blue, which will then obviously boost our attack here. So we're going close to a stage 10 in a second, which means there will be additional boss. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much very slow units. We had no issues in here. And now we're gonna face another boss, another 300% HP. That should be pretty handy for a boss. I think we are risking some damage. Okay, so we have lost one of the slimes now. And luckily it's only one so far, so we still got 4. Okay, skill damage, yeah, best one, happy with. So we're now on tier 11. It's pretty much a floor 11. Okay, so we're just getting towards end of it. Okay, right, no ring options, let's gamble. And then we've got additional boss damage, which is the third best one. Let's go ahead and select that. So as you see, with the current ring, where I got pretty unlucky, I just got quite a lot of critical damage, which is not the best option. It's a 4th option, but that was the case at the time, so you'll have to keep coming. Yeah, we got a great increase, the best one. I got to say, we got a very lucky with this random one. Usually you're doing tens and tens of these rings, and there is absolute rubbish to get. So we got it all the way to A, and another skill damage. Wow, I'm well impressed. I got to say, yeah, really lucky for the purpose of the video. I think this ring actually can now replace the one I actually own. Okay, and finally companion damage, secondary best. You don't want to refresh, don't want to gamble, so let's just go ahead with that and defeat the boss itself. We got 4 slimes, so no issues in here, even if we lose one, but we didn't even get there. Okay, so we got a wisdom ring. So let's just go and reveal what options, aka skill boost, did we get. So as you see, this is a level 57, which already gets you 10.5k against 11.2, but that's on +7, so that's great. And we got a pyrokinesis damage. This is not one of the skills I'm using, but I think I'm very happy with all the skills we have got here. Therefore, I will be now equipping this ring. I'm gonna dismantle all the ones I'm not using and probably enhance it all the way to 7, which means this ring will completely outperform the one I currently had. Right, really pleased with the results. Thank you very much, guys, for witnessing that with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Take some learning from it, and I wish you all the best. Hopefully you're gonna get that ring on your first attempt, as I have just landed, and that will definitely get you stronger. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.